Welcome to our presentation on Your Mates Brewing Co. The aim of this presentation is to analyse the organisation's strengths and weaknesses, explore the microbrewing industry in Australia, and recommend some opportunities for Your Mates to consider in the future. Your Mates was formed in 2013 by two mates, Hep and McGarry. 2 years later, they launched their first beer to the market known as the Larry Pale Ale. Through planning and perfecting their products, they were able to secure their final financing and licenses to open their own brewery in 2018. A SWOT analysis has been conducted to identify the overall success of their business model and identify factors which may currently limit their ability to grow. Strengths identified by Your Mates Brewing Co. are creating a quality product which is very popular among the craft beer scene. Your Mates has created an atmosphere which is very popular among locals and is full of good times and good mateship. All staff are made aware of the upcoming changes, all beers on tap, and how each beer tastes. Staff members are invited to tasting nights where they are able to gain a greater knowledge of each beer, which allows them to confidently describe each beer accurately to guests within the brewery. Staff members are the sole contribution to HR. This HR roadmap recognises opportunities for businesses to improve and expand within their industry. CRS activities are an area that Your Mates could use to expand their business during times heavily affected by COVID-19. Activities such as production of hand sanitizer, staff cleaning days, or even greater internal sustainability practices. Your Mates Brewing needs to implement the key elements of HRM within a small business. These are acquisition, maintenance, and termination. Having a strict HRM strategy in place will have a major impact on Your Mates' success. Formal bureaucratic organisation structures emphasise risk minimisation and slower response. Examples of how Your Mates could expand their business is to be efficient in the way individuals allocate tasks, how activities are coordinated, their communication and decision making. HRM maintenance is key to maintaining staff as well as remuneration and rewards within the business. An opportunity within HRM to grow their brand and culture is to update their recruitment process to target staff who resemble the culture of Your Mates and their characteristics displayed on their products. Although job description and job specification are important in determining the duties and skill requirements of the job, creating an environment to fit their brand is just as important as the type of work. An example of this is Larry. He's an easygoing, scruffy larrikin who is everyone's best mate. Having staff to portray similar characteristics of Larry will add to increasing business revenue. In the past 12 months, Your Mates have worked alongside 14 charities to raise a total of $25,000. This also serves as an incentive for customers to purchase products from Your Mates, knowing they will also play a part in the vision set out by Your Mates. A recent strength which has been identified is Your Mates' ability to adapt to change. Changes to the environment by COVID-19 has seen Your Mates adopt other strategies to keep engaging with their customers and community. Your Mates has opened a drive-through for beer and food as well as partnering with delivery apps to ensure the distribution of their product. Your Mates has also started to distribute 30 and 50 litre kegs for customers who have their own kegs set up at home. Separate to their physical product, they have engaged within the community by setting up live dance parties via Zoom on Friday afternoons. By Your Mates keeping their customers' spirits high, it will play small parts in getting everyone to the other side of COVID-19, while ensuring Your Mates as a company is seen in a positive light. Weaknesses that were identified were areas which Your Mates could improve on to increase their success. With microbreweries popping up all over the country, they are all entering the same business with similar products. While highly successful, Your Mates are yet to release a range of beer that has not been created before. With their lack of different ranges, they have created beers which are standard to most breweries around. Similar to beer, Your Mates' merchandise range is like most other breweries, and they are yet to invent another form of merchandise that is different. Having a different form of merchandise would increase their marketing and widen the gap between themselves and their competitors. Another weakness which Your Mates has no control over is they are starting behind already established breweries such as Bolter and Black Ops. These already established venues have already created their own image and ideas which Your Mates needs to catch up on. While they need to keep up with market trends, they need to be different to other established breweries. Opportunities that were identified and will be discussed in greater depth later are opening a takeaway style bottle shop in hospitals as well as Your Mate's mobile app. Threats which may limit the growth and development of Your Mate's brewery are mostly indirectly related to Your Mate's. However, they can control to what degree these factors affect their company. Emerging competitors and larger commercial breweries such as 4X and Pirate Life are in direct competition for their consumer base. As identified previously, although COVID-19 has allowed Your Mates to utilise other resources to sell their product, a changing regulatory environment has potential to cause threat to their business. If current regulations such as takeaways only, no growler refills or purchase limits are still in place 12 months from now, the consumption level will decrease, forcing Your Mates to cut other costs such as employees and advertising. There is potential for customers to have a negative attitude towards Your Mates, and this is something that would severely impact on their business operations. A customer's negative attitude towards a company could lead to a reduction in consumption and could lead to a decline in business.
A microbrewery, also known as a craft or independent brewery, is defined as an independently owned and operated brewery which produces less than 40 million litres per year. The microbrewing industry and organisations who occupy it may lack the capital and public appreciation of the larger scale breweries in Australia. However, there has been a steady increase in popularity of small scale microbreweries amongst consumers worldwide and particularly in Australia. An article published by the ABC in 2018 stated that an average of 1.7 breweries per week were being opened in Australia between 2016 and 2017, and then in the first 6 months of 2018, 75 licenses had been issued to small breweries. On the Sunshine Coast alone, 14 microbreweries are currently operating in some form, and although this number is likely to change due to the current coronavirus pandemic, this does show that there is a definite demand for more than just the classic old 4X Golds and VBs that consumers have grown tired of. This was also shown in Ibis World's report Beer Manufacturing Australia, which concluded that in 2019, the premium beer segment made up 23.7% of alcohol sales revenue, while craft beer made up 11.7%. Using the Pestel analysis framework, we've identified the key factors for organisations in this industry to consider. The political factors that microbreweries face are significant. Brewers face high taxation in Australia, making it increasingly difficult to create enough profit margin to grow a business, especially in a small-scale operation. The Brewers Association of Australia states that 42% of the price of a typical carton of beer in Australia goes straight to tax. Advertising in the greater alcoholic beverage industry is heavily regulated by schemes such as the Alcohol Beverages Advertising Code, who approve and reject advertisements and marketing for organisations. Economically, the microbrewing industry is becoming increasingly saturated. Opening a pub or restaurant type of venue to showcase the brews and culture of a business was a great way to differentiate from other local breweries. However, even this has become the norm in the microbrewing industry, making it even more difficult for brewers to differentiate and gain any sense of advantage over their competitors. With market saturation and the quality of products being offered at an all-time high, breweries can use socio-economic factors to increase their customer base and bring profit to their business. Beer drinking is still a popular pastime of Australian men and women, many of which who drink for enjoyment or to aid in stress relief, especially in times of uncertainty. With customers being given so much choice in which beer they choose to consume, companies in this industry need to focus and invest and capitalize on the culture, personalities, and image they portray through marketing, packaging, public appearances, and advertising. Social acceptance and the growing trends of health and wellness are a social factor that could become a threat to alcohol producers in Australia. Data from Drinkwise's 10-year review of Australia's drinking habits have shown that in 2017, 20% of Australians choose to abstain from alcohol consumption completely, up from 11% in 2007. Legally, microbreweries must consider the laws and regulations involved in production and sale of their products. Currently, laws put in place due to the coronavirus pandemic have also affected microbreweries by the forced closure of pubs and dine-in restaurants, taking away a significant portion of their sales and distribution. Breweries are progressively using technology to aid in making their processes as environmentally friendly as possible. In a case study by the Crafty Pints Graham Frizzell in 2016, recycling water, moving to self-sustainable electricity, and choosing more recyclable packaging are just some of the ways that breweries are becoming more environmentally friendly. The use of technology has also helped breweries sell and distribute their products through online sales and social media engagement. The research we've undertaken has shown that the microbrewing industry in which Your Mates Brewing Co. operates can be a tough industry to succeed in. The coronavirus pandemic has made things even more difficult, which has led us to investigate new ways that Your Mates can continue to grow and develop their business. Your Mates are already known for their much-loved, high-quality beers which have carefully been developed over the life of the brewery. Therefore, we have decided to focus on the distribution and sale of their products when looking into new opportunities for the organisation. The first opportunity we have identified is to introduce the Your Mates mobile app, which will allow consumers to purchase any of their products conveniently from their phone and have beers delivered to the comforts of their home. This will allow for a contactless transaction, keeping customers and employees safe from any health risks. Our second opportunity further concerns the health and well-being of valued customers. Hospital staff are currently working harder than ever to minimize the risk of COVID-19, so to show our appreciation, we would like to set up a mobile bottle shop at local hospitals to give workers an opportunity to purchase their beloved knockoff six-pack of beers at a discounted rate without the risk and inconvenience of visiting a regular bottle shop.